This is not just a street dog fight. This is not about barking. This is not about territory. This is about something far more painful. Humiliation. Because in this small town street, one loyal dog was robbed every single day. Not once, not twice, but daily. And when you steal from someone daily, you don't just steal food, you steal their dignity. And dignity is what turns patience into revenge. So listen carefully, because the ending of this story will prove one truth. Even the calmest dog can become a monster if pushed too far. In a quiet neighborhood, there was a small tea stall, old benches, dusty road, and the smell of warm bread in the morning. Near that tea stall lived a stray dog named Bruno. Bruno wasn't aggressive. He didn't chase children. He didn't bark at people. He simply sat quietly every morning, waiting for leftovers. The tea stall owner, an old man named Ramesh, always gave Bruno food. Sometimes rice, sometimes bread, sometimes bones. And Bruno always ate peacefully. The street respected Bruno, because Bruno wasn't just a dog. He was a guardian. If a stranger entered the street at night, Bruno barked. If someone tried to steal something, Bruno chased them away. And slowly, Bruno became the street's hero. People called him the gentle protector. Bruno's life was simple. Food, rest, protection, peace, until one day, a new dog arrived. His name was Rocky. Rocky was bigger. His body was muscular. His face had scars. And his eyes looked cold, like he had survived 1,000 fights. Rocky didn't walk like a hungry dog. He walked like a king. He walked like the street already belonged to him. Bruno watched him from a distance. Something felt wrong. But Bruno didn't attack. He didn't want trouble. He believed Rocky was just another hungry stray. But Bruno didn't know. Rocky wasn't hungry. Rocky was dangerous. The next morning, Bruno sat at the tea stall as usual. Ramesh brought a plate of leftover food. Bruno lowered his head, ready to eat. But before he could even take the first bite, Rocky appeared like lightning. Rocky grabbed the food plate and started eating. Bruno froze. Ramesh shouted, but Rocky didn't care. Rocky looked at Bruno with arrogant eyes and growled like he was warning him. Don't even try. Bruno stood up slowly. He wanted to stop him, but Rocky showed his teeth. Bruno stepped back, because Bruno didn't want to fight. Rocky finished the food and walked away like nothing happened. Bruno sat there, hungry, silent, embarrassed. That day, Bruno didn't eat. Bruno thought it was a one-time mistake. Maybe Rocky was starving. Maybe Rocky didn't know this was Bruno's spot. So the next day, Bruno returned again. But the same thing happened. Rocky came, stole, ate, left. And this time Rocky didn't just steal food. He pushed Bruno with his shoulder, like Bruno was nothing. The street watched. People laughed. Bruno felt shame burning inside him. And from that day, it became Rocky's daily habit. Every morning, Bruno waited. Every morning, Rocky stole. Sometimes Rocky didn't even eat all the food. He would eat half and throw the rest on the ground, just to show Bruno who was boss. Bruno became weaker. His ribs began showing. His eyes became tired. His fur became rough. But the worst part, Bruno's pride was dying, because everyone saw him losing every day. Even the tea stall owner tried to help. He tried feeding Bruno secretly, but Rocky always found out. Rocky chased away children. He barked at humans. He attacked anyone who came close. Rocky didn't want food. Rocky wanted fear. And he succeeded. Soon the entire street was scared of Rocky. One evening, Bruno sat alone under a tree, hungry, sad, and then a small puppy came near him. A tiny, weak puppy. Shivering. The puppy whined softly. Bruno immediately understood. The puppy was hungry. Bruno licked his face gently. The puppy trusted him. A responsibility. He named the puppy Chiku. Chiku followed Bruno everywhere. Chiku played around him. Chiku made him feel alive again. Bruno started protecting Chiku like family. And Bruno promised himself, no matter what, I will keep this puppy safe. The next morning, Bruno went to the tea stall early. Chiku sat beside him. Ramesh smiled and gave a bigger plate of food. Enough for both. Bruno looked at Chiku and felt happy. For the first time in many days, Bruno felt hope. But hope didn't last long, because Rocky arrived. And when Rocky saw the puppy, his eyes became darker. Rocky walked closer. Chiku got scared and hid behind Bruno. Bruno stood up. Rocky moved toward the food. Bruno blocked him. Rocky growled. Bruno growled back. The street became silent. Everyone knew. This time it would not end peacefully. Rocky stepped forward. Bruno didn't move. Rocky barked loudly. And then Rocky did something cruel. He tried to bite Chiku. Chiku screamed. And Bruno snapped. Bruno attacked Rocky. Their bodies crashed. Dust flew. People shouted. Rocky bit Bruno's ear. Blood came out. Bruno screamed in pain. Rocky pushed Bruno down. And then Rocky stole the food again. And ran away. Bruno lay on the ground bleeding. Chiku was hiding, shaking. Bruno stood up slowly and stared into the distance. His eyes were no longer soft, no longer kind. They were filled with fire, because now Bruno understood. Rocky would never stop. Rocky would steal again. Rocky would attack again. And one day, Rocky would kill Chiku. And that thought turned Bruno's fear into rage. That night, Bruno didn't sleep. He sat awake like a soldier, because in his mind, he had already made a decision. If Rocky wanted war, Bruno would give him war. The next morning, Bruno didn't go to the tea stall. He went toward Rocky's area. Near the garbage dump, Bruno watched Rocky sleeping carelessly. Rocky had a small corner where he kept leftover bones. A hidden storage. Bruno waited until Rocky turned his face. And then, Bruno quietly took one bone and carried it away. He didn't eat it. He didn't want food. He wanted a message. Bruno placed that bone far away and returned. Rocky woke up later. He went to his corner, and the bone was gone. Rocky sniffed the ground. His eyes widened. He searched. He growled. And then he saw Bruno sitting far away, calmly watching him. Rocky understood. Bruno was challenging him. Rocky barked angrily and charged. Bruno stood up. Their eyes locked. And suddenly, they attacked. This time, no fear, no patience, only violence. Rocky jumped first. He tried to bite Bruno's neck. Bruno dodged. Rocky scratched Bruno's shoulder. Bruno cried out. But Bruno didn't fall. Bruno attacked back. He bit Rocky's leg. Rocky screamed. The fight became brutal. Dust flew everywhere. Barking echoed through the street. People came out of houses. Children watched from behind doors. Nobody dared to stop them. Because they knew. This wasn't just a dog fight. This was revenge. Rocky was stronger. But Bruno was smarter. Bruno started pushing Rocky toward the narrow construction area, where pits and sharp rods were everywhere. Rocky didn't notice. He was too angry. Too arrogant. Rocky kept attacking wildly. But Bruno kept moving backward, leading him like a trap. Finally, Rocky slipped near the edge of a pit. Bruno attacked with full power. He slammed Rocky hard. Rocky fell into the pit with a loud crash. Rocky screamed. His paw hit a sharp stone. Blood came out. Rocky tried to climb out, but the walls were slippery. Bruno stood above him, watching. Rocky looked up with fear. For the first time, Rocky wasn't a king. He was helpless. Rocky barked desperately, calling other dogs. And slowly, Rocky's pack arrived. 5 street dogs. All strong, all hungry, all loyal to Rocky. They surrounded Bruno. Now Bruno was trapped. One dog attacked Bruno's back. Another bit his leg. Rocky finally climbed out and attacked again. Now it was 6 against 1. Bruno fought like a monster. He bit one dog's ear. The dog screamed and ran away. He kicked another dog's chest. But still, the pack kept attacking. Bruno's body started bleeding. His breathing became heavy. His legs shook. Rocky barked like he had won. Rocky walked closer, ready to finish Bruno. Bruno fell on the ground. Rocky stood above him. Rocky was smiling with his eyes, because he believed Bruno was finished. And then, Rocky turned his head and saw Chiku. The puppy had come running. Chiku was watching, terrified. Rocky's eyes turned cruel. He slowly started walking toward Chiku. Bruno saw it. And in that moment, Bruno found strength from pain. Bruno jumped up suddenly. He attacked Rocky from behind. He bit Rocky's neck hard. Rocky screamed and fell. The pack became confused. Bruno stood between Rocky and Chiku, his body shaking, blood dripping, but his eyes were fearless. He growled so deeply. Even the pack stepped back, because they could feel it. Bruno wasn't fighting for food anymore. Bruno was fighting like a father. And a father's rage is dangerous. Rocky stood up slowly. His neck was bleeding. His pride was broken. Rocky barked loudly to his pack. The pack attacked again. Bruno fought, but he was too injured. His body started failing. He fell again. The pack surrounded him. Rocky lifted his head, ready to end it. And then, a human voice shouted, "Ramesh!" The tea stall owner came running with a stick. He screamed and threw stones. He hit the ground. The pack got scared. Dogs fear humans with sticks. The pack backed away. Rocky hesitated. Ramesh hit Rocky hard on the back. Rocky screamed. Ramesh hit again. Rocky finally ran away. The pack followed him, and the street became silent again. Bruno lay on the ground, bleeding, breathing slowly. Chiku ran toward him and licked his face. Ramesh knelt beside Bruno. He touched Bruno's head gently. Bruno's eyes were tired, but peaceful, because Bruno had finally done it. He didn't defeat Rocky completely, but he proved one thing. Rocky can't steal without fear anymore. Days passed. Rocky didn't return. The tea stall became peaceful again. Bruno healed slowly. His scars remained, but his respect returned. People started feeding Bruno again. Kids petted him again. Chiku played happily again. Bruno became a hero once more. But this time, Bruno wasn't just a protector. He was a survivor. One evening, Bruno sat near the tea stall. The sun was setting, and suddenly, Bruno saw Rocky again. Rocky was standing far away. He looked thinner. His fur was rough. His eyes looked tired. Rocky wasn't arrogant anymore. He looked broken. Rocky stared at Bruno silently. Bruno stared back. No barking. No growling. Just silence. And then Rocky turned around and walked away. Not running. Not stealing. Just leaving. Because Rocky finally understood. This street wasn't his. Not anymore. Bruno didn't chase him. Because Bruno didn't need revenge. Bruno already won. Not by killing Rocky, but by proving that bravery is stronger than bullying. And the street learned a lesson. Some fights are not about food. They are about respect. So remember, A thief can steal your food. A bully can steal your peace. But if you stand strong, one day, the bully will disappear, and you will remain, because the one who protects always wins in the end. Now tell me, if someone stole your food every day, would you forgive them? Or would you fight back? Comment below. Forgive or revenge.